Welcome back to the deep dive. So, picture this. You've traveled all this way. You're sitting down at the restaurant. The menu is open. You're ready for a great meal. But then the waiter arrives, and that wave of anxiety just hits.
Oh, it's a moment of really high pressure. It's not just about, knowing the words.
No.
It's about performing this specific social ritual. And if you stumble, you might not just confuse the waiter, you could end up with the wrong dish.
Exactly. And that just adds frustration on top of the anxiety. So our mission today is very, very focused. We're using these guides made for nervous beginners to pull out the exact phrase-by-phrase roadmap.
Right.
We're basically giving you the script you need to turn that stress into, well, genuine confidence.
And the key insight from all our sources was so powerful. Confidence here, it doesn't come from a huge vocabulary.
No.
It comes from mastering a few fixed structures. It's like having the blueprint for the entire interaction. If you know the lines, you own the scene.
Okay, so let's unpack this journey. Let's start right at the beginning. That crucial first impression.
At the door.
You walk in, you make eye contact with the host. Now, the guides we looked at all stressed one thing. Before you even say a single word, there's a nonverbal cue that sets the tone.
The universal translator, right? A friendly smile.
A smile.
Yeah, that one little gesture, it just signals openness, friendliness. It softens the whole interaction that's about to happen.
It really does. So once you've set that friendly tone, the essential opening phrase, according to the guides, is just a simple, direct,
hello or hi.
That's it. It's brief, but it establishes you as a polite customer who's about to make a request.
And right after that greeting comes the seating request. And what's so great here is how formulaic the language is. The structure is almost universally fixed.
Which is great for confidence.
It's perfect for confidence. It just reduces the chance of miscommunication to almost zero.
And that core phrase is consistently, a table for number, please.
Exactly. You just plug in the number.
Yeah.
So if you're eating alone, it's a table for one, please.
Or a table for four, please, if you're with friends. It's a beautifully simple formula.
Yes.
But what if it's busy? What if they hit you with, do you have a reservation? That adds a layer of complexity right at the start.
That's a great question. And the answer is still rooted in simplicity. If you do have one, you just state it. Yes, I have a reservation under Smith, please.
Okay.
But if you don't, you just pivot right back. You politely confirm you're willing to wait. You could say something like, no, but could we wait for a table for two?
That's a huge addition. It really addresses that anxiety of the unexpected.
Right.
So assuming it all goes smoothly, the waiter will say something like, this way, please, or follow me. And that's your cue. You've cleared the first hurdle.
You've won half the battle already.
Exactly.
Okay, so we're moving on to the table.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the menu. Now, even if they don't bring it right away, the way you ask for it is key. And this brings us back to what you called the golden rule. The golden rule of politeness in English service. Yes. The key is to be a little indirect. The best way is with the modal verb can.
So the phrase would be,
can I have the menu, please? That structure, using can I have, it's a gentle request, not an instruction.
and that one word, please. It's the foundation of everything.
It really is. Skipping it just changes the tone completely. It goes from a request to a demand.
That's a great way to put it, a linguistic lubricant.
It just keeps the whole interaction positive.
Okay, fantastic context. Now you have the menu. A key strategy for, reducing that mental load when you're ordering is to understand the structure of the menu itself.
Absolutely. When you look at it, your mind should start categorizing.
Right, starters.
Then the main courses.
And finally, desserts.
And understanding that order helps you follow the waiter's prompts, even if you can't translate every single ingredient on the page.
And it lets you focus your prep time on the main course section, which will probably need the most detail when you order.
Yes. So when the waiter comes back, you're not just scanning randomly. You have a flow of information ready to go.
Which brings us to the moment of truth. You've had time to look it over. The waiter approaches, and they use that trigger question.
And that trigger is almost always, are you ready to order? This is your signal to take control of the pace.
And how do we do that?
With two simple responses. If you're still deciding, use a polite delay. Just a moment, please.
No need to apologize or explain.
Nope. That phrase buys you time. But if you're ready, it's just a clear, confident yes.
Okay, now for the order itself. Our sources highlighted a couple of preferred ways to say it and stressed that speaking slowly and clearly is key.
Yes. So the most common and polite structure is I would like. It's a softer, more indirect way of saying what you want.
So, for example, I would like the grilled fish, please.
Perfect. And the second option, a bit more casual but still very common, is the contraction. I'll have.
Like, I'll have the steak. Now, is there a big difference between those two? Does one sound more polite?
That's a great question. I would like is probably a little more formal, and it's always a safe bet. I'll have is totally fine, very common, but it sounds a bit more decisive.
And our sources mention a third option too, right? Especially in North America.
We did.
Could I get...
So you could say, could I get the soup to start?
Exactly. The key thing is you're still using that polite structure with could or would, and of course the essential please.
Now, we have to talk about the most high-stakes scenario. Special requests or, critically, allergies. This is where clarity is absolutely non-negotiable.
This is a fantastic place to apply those fixed scripts. The trick is to front-load the request. Start with the problem, then state the solution you need.
Okay, so let's say I'm highly allergic to nuts. How do I phrase that clearly?
You start with a statement and a question. I am allergic to nuts. Is there any way I can have the pasta without them?
Very clear.
Or, I need to order the chicken, but I can't have the sauce because of a dairy allergy. You have to be explicit about the allergy, not just call it a preference. That is so important. That elevates this from just a phrase book to a real toolkit. So once the main dish is sorted, you use the exact same structure for sides and drinks.
Right, thanks. I'll have a side of rice with that. And I would like a glass of sparkling water, please. It's that consistency that makes it easier.
And the final critical step in ordering the confirmation, the waiter repeats the order back to you.
And this is your final quality check. It's your chance to listen and make sure they got your allergy note or your substitution right.
And your response is just?
Yes, that's correct. Thank you.
Yeah.
Short, conclusive, and it officially ends the ordering phase.
Perfect. Okay, order's in. We're now in the dining phase. The food arrives. And the standard phrase from the waiter is,
almost always, enjoy your meal.
And our listener's confident, simple reply.
Just a friendly thank you. That's all you need.
Now, another thing is the mid-meal check-in. This is a mandatory part of service in a lot of places. The waiter comes by and asks,
is everything okay?
Right. And they do this after you've had a few bites.
It's their chance to fix any errors. So your positive reply should be ready. Yes, it's very good, or everything is great, thank you.
But let's add some friction here. What if everything is not okay?
Right.
What if the steak is cold or they brought you the wrong dish? This is a high-stress moment.
It is. But you have to remember, the mistake is on the restaurant, not on you. Your politeness will actually get it fixed faster. First, get their attention. Excuse me.
Okay.
Then state the problem clearly, but not angrily.
Give us the phrase.
You could say, excuse me, I ordered the fish, but this looks like the chicken. Could we fix that, please?
See, that could we fix that is so much better than this is wrong.
It is. Or if it's the temperature. Excuse me, I'm afraid my steak is cold. Would you mind heating it up for me? Using I'm afraid, or would you mind, softens the complaint.
That's a masterclass in polite communication right there. Now, what about simpler things? Like you just need more water.
Same attention getter, excuse me. And then we go back to that super useful request structure we learned earlier. Can I have some more item, please? It's so adaptable. Can I have some more bread, please?
Can I have another fork, please?
Exactly. It covers almost everything you could need mid-meal.
It really does. Okay, so this takes us right to the end of the meal. Dessert and payment. This is where the final questions can pop up.
The waiter will usually prompt you with something like, would you like dessert?
And again, we need a clear yes or a polite no.
For yes, yes, I would like the chocolate cake, please. For no, the short and polite answer is, no, thank you, we're finished.
Okay, dining is done. We need the bill. And there are some important regional differences here.
Absolutely. The sources confirm two options. In North America, you'll hear check. In the UK and other places, it's bill. So you can say, can I have the bill, please? Or could we have the check, please?
Or the really efficient, quick version.
Yep. Once you have their attention, just the check, please, or the bill, please. Both are perfectly fine.
Now, what about a big source of anxiety for travelers? Payment, specifically asking about cards or splitting the bill?
You should definitely ask first, do you accept credit cards? Just to avoid any issues later.
Good tip.
And for splitting the bill, you need to be direct but polite. Don't just say split the check.
So what's the better way to phrase it?
Try, could we split the check in half? Or if it's a group, could we split this into 4 payments, please? Adding that structure in the please is key.
Right. And what about tipping? It's such a huge cultural thing, especially in the U.S.
It is. We won't get into the economics of it, but
Yeah.
linguistically, if you're paying with cash, you might need to be clear. You could say, keep the change, please, or I'm leaving the tip on the table. It just clarifies the final transaction.
And once that's all done, you're walking out. The final, essential farewell.
You've got to close the loop with courtesy. A firm, clear thank you, goodbye. It's simple, respectful, and it concludes a totally successful dining experience.
You know, we've broken this whole high-stress scenario down into these manageable, predictable scripts. What the sources really showed us is that mastering this is all about knowing the rigid structure of the conversation itself.
And if you connect that to the bigger picture, the confidence you build from using these fixed phrases, the I would like, the can I have, it's immediately transferable. You don't just know how to order chicken, you know how to command a service interaction.
That's the real win. And since so much of this relies on recognizing keywords and confidently asking for specific items, let's leave you with this final thought. Beyond just knowing the word for soup or salad, how might practicing the pronunciation of the 4 or 5 items you are most likely to order further stabilize your confidence when you're hit with that critical, high-pressure question, what would you like to order? Something to consider as you prepare for your next stress-free meal.